Perfect. So we're going to get started because I want to make this short and sweet. But I wanted to get real with you guys and just talk about where, sorry, let me log off of Facebook here. Oh, don't do that. Otherwise we're going to hear it blowing up. Okay. I wanted to get real with you guys on where you should be spending your time. So we all want focused time, and our lives are all crazy. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter if you have kids, if you're going to school, if you work, like lives are crazy. So I wanted to just jump on with you guys and go over where I feel like for me has been the biggest transformation with my business and where I put my focus on. So where my focus and attention goes to create like a successful business. And so first off, the biggest thing is our own health journey. Sometimes we get caught up in doing the work, like the business side, and we want to know more about the business, and we want to hit Success Club and we want to help people, but we put our workout and our Shakeology and our personal development to the side. So I want you guys right now to open up the chat and rate yourself on your workout program that you're doing right now. Like, where would you say that your journey has been? What would you rate your journey? Would you say that you've been like on top of it, on your game? Or would you say that you need help? So just do that in the chat. I'm going to mute everybody here. There we go. And there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah, Melissa's been on her journey since day one. And that's why she blew up in her business, is because she's been on her journey since day one, and she shows up and she shares every single day. And she did that before she started actually coaching. So Melissa, if you guys haven't heard this, she was a discount coach for a year. Actually, she was in my challenge group for a couple months, and I'm like, girl, you're obsessed with Shakeology. You take the E&E, you take the recovery. You need to just be a discount coach. You'll save money. And so she was like, okay. And I asked her probably maybe 3, maybe 6, I don't know. A lot of times I asked her, you really should coach. Like, you're doing it anyway. You should coach. And I mean, it took like pulling her around. And normally I don't do that. Normally I'm like, okay, whatever. But I never pushed her. And that's because she sat and she shared her journey. And I mean, I'm sure like Emily and Lindy on here and some of her coaches on here, they saw that. Like, she shared her journey for a full year before she even started coaching others. And then when she did open up and host her own challenge group, that thing just exploded because she showed up every single day. And as coaches, sometimes I feel like everybody gets wrapped up in the business part of it. Same with Josh. Josh does his workouts every single day too. But I feel like sometimes we get pulled in so many different directions that we forget about our journey. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect with your journey, but you have to share when you're not perfect with your journey. I'm not perfect with my eating right now. Like, I'm literally ate chicken wings for supper. I posted about it though. Like, I let people know that I'm human, and that's what I like. So it's okay that you're not perfect, that you miss a couple workouts, but you need to share with that because people connect with that and they want to know that you're still doing it even though you missed your workout, like that you're still going to come back. Let's see, and that's so true, because me saying always means I own when I don't. And that's true. Like, you know, it takes ownership and knowing that there will be times when I'm not going to tell you that you're going to show up every single day, because that's just far from the truth. You know, I've been coaching for 7 years, and there's been times where I've slacked, but I show up and I own that, and I tell people why and share with them. And you know what? A lot of them then are like, hey, she gets me. Like, I'm in that same boat. I want to jump in with you. You know, that's a trust that you build with it. So that's the first thing, is I want you guys really to own. I want you guys to own your your whole health journey, and know that no matter what, you're going to show up, and you're going to show up not just like, how many of you have thought, oh, this coaching thing isn't for me? Because I've thought that many, many times. So I can guarantee all of you guys have thought the same thing. I've second guessed myself, even though it pays full time at home, I've second guessed myself on this. Okay, so I know you guys have all thought this coaching thing isn't for me, but then there's this one thing, like for me, where I'm like, okay, I'll always be a coach, because I'm obsessed with the programs. And even if I get off track, I'm going to get back on track with them, because it's about being healthy. It's about having a health journey. And so I'll always be on my health journey. So duh, I'm going to coach because I get a discount. And Shakeology, it's the best shake on the market that I can fuel my body with and get that nutrition. So I'm always going to be a coach. You guys have to realize, like, hey, I'm always going to be a coach. I'm a lifer, and I'm going to be a lifer with my program, my workouts, and I'm going to be a lifer with getting better with my nutrition. I don't want you guys to be perfect. I want you guys to enjoy beers. I want you guys to have chicken wings. I want you guys to eat the foods that you want. But 80-20 rule, and showing up and owning when you aren't. And like I said before, when you own up to things, that's when you attract those people who are like you, who have that same struggle. For me, it's naughty food, and I attract tons of people who like naughty food. But it's fun, because then we get to, communicate and lift each other up out of that. So one, own your whole journey, and know that you're a lifer, that you're going to work on yourself from here on out. Number two is know that it's not, like, think of the rabbit and the turtle, okay? This is a race, but slow and steady wins the race, you guys. This whole fast crap, like, oh, I didn't hit Success Club, or I don't have anybody in my challenge group, or I have no customers, and you start to get negative thoughts in your head because you don't have anybody. That's just going to ruin you, where you have to think, okay, slow and steady. So like I said before, Melissa posted for a year straight, every single day, her workout and part of her journey. She didn't even know she was coaching, you guys. She had no idea she was coaching. She just was posting it for accountability, right? That's what you need to do as a coach. So I see a ton of coaches who don't even post their workout each day. I see a ton of coaches who don't post anything about nutrition. And I'm not saying like it has to be a daily post, but people need to know that you're showing up for your challengers, you're showing up for yourself, because they're going to be like, oh, wait, you're doing this coaching thing again? Like, I thought, you haven't said anything about it, and how long? I didn't even know you were still working out. So it's so important that, you do the slow and steady, and know that over time, it's going to build up where you're going to see those customers, and those customers are going to come monthly, and you're going to hit Success Club monthly. And I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not easy for us. Like, it's not easy for us all the time to hit Success Club. Sometimes we're strapped last 24 hours, and we are pushing hard to make it happen. But it's slow and steady. It's the work that we did in the months before that happened. I wonder if Katie Fleming's on here, but Katie Fleming, she has been so consistent with posting her workouts and nutrition stuff, and just really focusing in on the daily tasks. And she's so excited because she has 2 people who are interested in the All Access On Demand Challenge Pack. And this is like her first Success Club points. And she's been a coach for a while, but it's the first time she's been slow and steady with the business. And she's been consistent with it. That's huge. And it's exciting for her. But she's seeing right now the results from what she did the last few months, and being consistent with that, being consistent with posting, being consistent with showing up and reading personal development, because you guys, people read right through the screen. If you're not working on yourself, they can read it. They can sense it through social media. And if you're down, trust me, your posts you'll either disappear from Facebook, you won't post because you're down and out, or you'll post too much energy that you're down and out, and people will feel that. So it's so key that you focus in on personal development every day. We live in a fast-paced world. Okay, not world, I guess the United States. We are considered like fast paced. We need everything at our hands. We don't chill out. I'm telling you guys, you need to chill out and read 10 to 15 minutes a day. You need to read though, not listening to not listening, because you're not listening. I mean, you're listening, but really it's going in like Melissa right now is folding clothes or doing something, you know, like that's the whole person. No, I'm not calling you out for the call. I'm just calling you out for like personal development wise. Like that's when you're reading a book, you really want to grow in that reading. So it's so important to actually read books and to have it in your hand and read it. And I'm going to share with you guys, I'm a huge audio. Love audio. I stink at reading. I really struggle with reading. Love audio. But here's the thing. The last 3 months I've been reading books. And what I do is I read a chapter a day, or I read 15 to 20 minutes a day, whatever time I can give. Sometimes it's only 5 pages. It's only 5 pages, but I make sure that I read a little bit. My sister even said to me, she's like, oh my gosh, I can tell like you're actually reading the books, because the way that it's changing you and the way that you're talking about it and the way that you're focusing on it is huge. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, because I wish I would have known this 7 years ago, because it would have helped me out a lot. And I have to say, the first book that I ever read was The Secret, and I read it. Like I read it, full out read it. And I did that the month before, or right when I said, it was right when I was transitioning and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom and I'm going to make this business work. And I did it in 4 months. Why? Because I sat and I read that book. I read that book, and then since I read it, I learned so much from it that I applied the shit out of it. Like I applied that book and I did whatever it took to make it happen. And so going back, I'm like, why did I stop reading? Why? Because they tell you that, you know, you have to get these other activities done, right? And so why not listen to audio while you're doing other activities? But really, you're not getting everything out of it. Okay, so I want you guys to slow down your pace. And that's number 3. I want you to slow down your pace and read personal development books and connect. So here's the thing. We all share our personal development books, but my struggle isn't your struggle. So you need to do research on personal development books and figure out the topics that you need yourself, that you personally need. If you need to grow in yourself, then you need to be searching for those books. If you need to grow as a leader, then you need to read books like that. If you need help with building relationships, then you need, like if you struggle with your conversations with people, then you need to read on building relationships. So I have I'll have people come to me and they'll be reading a leadership book, but yet they don't even have anybody on their team, which is fine because you're growing for the future, but you're missing out on those key tasks that you need in order to build a team so that you can be a leader. So for me, like I really struggled with self-belief and believing that I wasn't worthy enough for things. So it was on my mind. So I read a ton of books on, like The Secret was big for me, on, you know, what you believe and what you envision is what you're going to get out, like what you see, how you talk to yourself. That's what you're going to create in your life. And so that one really helped me. I can't really think of all the other ones, but there was a time where time management was huge for me. So I read like 5, okay, I didn't read. I listened to like 5 time management books. Did I apply them? Not really, because I was listening to them. And so I'm just trying to get at you guys. Like when I post a book in there that I really love this book, I don't want you just to go and buy it, because you guys, I have like 2 shelves full of books and half of them I didn't read because I started reading them and I'm like, dude, this is not for me. And I'm reading one. I was reading one. I got like halfway through just now, and it's really on like being present in the moment. And I'm like, this is too, like, you have to silent after every paragraph. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. This isn't me. And I should have looked into it, but instead a top coach posted it and I was like, ooh, bright, shiny light. And I just ordered it because she's successful. That's not what I need at this moment. She has like adult children. I don't. My children are little. I don't need to silent after every paragraph. So the thing is you need to look into those books that you need help with. You need that you need the area of growth in, and that way they will help you more. Because I can say a book that you should read, and then you're going to look at me and be like, well, this didn't help. I'm not reading personal development anymore because I can't stand this book, and it makes me hard, or makes it hard for me to open. Life's golden ticket, though, seriously, was, and I mean, I said this on the last team call too, but I read it in 5 days, and I'm not a reader. It was just that good, and it's for anybody, and it's a good starter. So if you're struggling with personal development, that's a really good book just to get you started and want more. Because after that book, I was like, okay, I want more. And then I started reading this one, and I was like, not what I wanted. So I'm switching it up. And it's okay to switch it up. So don't force yourself to read something that you don't feel like is helping you. Okay, so 1, we had make sure that you stay on your health journey and know that you're a lifer. 2 is remember, this is a race, but it's a slow and steady. This is a race from now until the time that you die, okay? Until the time that you give up on this business, this is the race. So don't feel like you have to sprint, okay? It's slow and steady. Want to give an example for that too. And then 3 was personal development. That you need to read it. And I don't care. You can tell me you're the worst reader. Change that and say you rock at reading. And I don't care if you have to write that every day. I am a kick-ass reader, or I am, I don't even know. But use an affirmation and rock it out, because I used to not be a good reader. Now I am. I'm working on it. But I wanted to share with you guys a little something, because I want you guys to get how hard I hustled in the beginning to be able to stay home in a negative way. And I'm not saying like I would go back and change it, because I wouldn't. I would not change the way I hustled. I would not change the struggles that we had, because it made me hit my goal and it made me work towards it. And it's all about growth. So if this is your goal and you have to put some things aside, then you have to do that. But here's, for instance, when I first started coaching, like when I not first started coaching, but when I was like all in, I lived on my phone. Like seriously, lived on my phone. Was I scrolling Facebook? Absolutely not. Was not scrolling Facebook. I was having conversations like crazy. New people, meeting new people, and all I did was I had conversations. It was pretty cool. Okay. And I got obsessive. I got obsessive of meeting new people and learning all about them, and just like getting excited. And honestly, I wasn't even thinking about a challenge pack. Actually, I don't even know if we had challenge packs, because when I started coaching, there was no challenge packs. Could you imagine life without challenge packs? So there was no tracker app either or anything. So the people that come to me and they're like, I need help because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing either. And half of the successful coaches didn't know what they were doing either. We just friggin' failed forward and kept figuring it out as we went along. But I'm completely off subject. But anyway, so I was on my phone like crazy. Okay, my marriage went down because that's what I did. Like, it was on my phone. My marriage went down. And you know, my mom would get mad at me. My sister would be like, Liz, put your phone away. You know, there was times where I really needed to hear that, and there was times where I didn't want to hear it. But the other day I went to my mom's house, and she called me out, and she said that I shouldn't be on my phone, and I wasn't on my phone, or that I was always on my phone. And I didn't even touch my phone the whole night I was there. And I kind of snapped, because I've been really good about it. I've been really good about not being on my phone and being present in the moment. And when I'm somewhere else, like when I'm at my in-laws, or I'm at my mom's, or at my sister's, I try and put my phone away, because it's really important that you're present in the moment. But after talking with my sister about what she said, because it was hurtful, since I wasn't on my phone, and it was kind of like a jab at me. That's what I had to do in the beginning to make it happen, to build a business. When you open up a restaurant, you guys, or you open up a business, you don't sleep. You're there 24/7. You have to make sure that these employees are really going to show up for you. And if they don't show up, you have to be there. Like, you're there 24/7. So if you're like me and you needed this business to work, I needed the business to work. I was halfway through my pregnancy with my second child, and I couldn't stand the fact that I wasn't tucking my kids in at night, that I wasn't eating, dinner with my son and my husband. It killed me. So I did what I had to do at that time. It took me 4 months. Okay, 4 months. After that, then I had a little bit more freedom to step back. Not saying that I stepped back in the fact of like doing my daily tasks. No, did not do that. But I wasn't on my phone 24/7. There were still times, and this is where I've grown from there, and this is what I want to share with you. You guys can still do the same thing that I did, but the main thing is communication. You need to tell your spouse when you're going to work and have that schedule and stick to it. But you also have to have dedicated time for them. So for me, my kids get home from school. I'm going to be honest, when Mason gets home at 3, he normally plays outside with the kids for a good hour because Gabby's excited to see him. Maddox hasn't seen him all day because they're different classes. And so they have their playtime. So from 3 to 4, that's my hustle time because the kids are outside playing. I can tackle things. But starting once they get a little hungry and they need me, it's cash out. I'm out. Like, you guys won't see me very often on social media unless it's me videotaping my kids, whatever, until like around 8 o'clock. Sometimes I'll try and post and call to action post, but it's one that I have done already. That time I spend with my kids now. Okay. But as soon as they're in bed, dial in. Like, I dial back in and I go hardcore and I make sure all my messages are answered because I don't want to leave those messages unanswered. Sometimes I'm human. I don't get to them. And sometimes, I pick and choose who I need to. The ones that have high priority, those are the ones. For coaches, the ones that I know are showing up and doing their daily to-dos and like they show up with their workouts, like I know, who they're at. They're going to get my attention first. Okay. Sometimes Gabby sees my message and then I don't see my message. So I'm not perfect. You're never going to be perfect either. But I try and answer all my messages before I go to bed. And then when my husband comes up to bed, it's mine and his time. Sometimes he'll go to bed and he'll be like, okay, you can go back to work because he knows, my hustle plan, but it's because we communicate about it. He knows Sunday, 7 o'clock, my time. Like, I need that. I need it with you guys. Communication is key. And at first, when I communicated about me needing time, it was a fight. It was a fight between each other, and fights have to happen in communication. You have to tell people when you're hurting, when you need something, even if it comes down to an argument. You have to tell them because it's the only way to grow. Otherwise, you guys are going to create resentment. I created resentment when I did the business because I didn't communicate at all. I just thought he knew like what I was doing. He knew why I was doing it, and he had to show up for me. You need to communicate. You need to communicate. And that's the next one. So number 4 is communicate. You need to have a schedule and communicate with your spouse so that they know. And if it's not your spouse, if it's your parents, if whoever it is, you just have to communicate and let them know. If you're going somewhere, but know that you have somebody you're talking to about a challenge pack, FYI, it's okay to wait 24 hours and give somebody a response. And if they go and they order in the meantime from somebody else, yeah, I've had a lot of people get mad at me because I didn't respond quick enough and said that they were going to go to a different coach. And I'm like, see you later, because all that tells me is that's going to be a high maintenance person. And I don't want to deal with that because I don't have the time and the energy to deal with that. So sometimes it sucks at first when you're a new coach and you have somebody that was going to order and they chose to go with somebody else, but know and trust that everything happens for a reason. And there's been lots of people that I wish never would have signed up underneath me because they sucked the energy right out of me and then quit anyway. So none of you guys are showing up on the calls. So it's not you guys, but I'm just sharing with you guys. But communication is key. Communication between you and your coach is key. If you guys need something, you need to let your coach know. But I hear it all the time. I hear, I don't have the support. I'm not like as close as you are to other people. And I don't feel like people are giving me the attention that other people are giving, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I hear it. I don't know what to do. I don't feel like I'm getting this, whatever. I'm going to tell you straight out. Mindy Wender's my coach. She's my good friend, you guys, really good friend. We went on date night last night. I don't get any guidance from Mindy. I don't get any guidance at all from Mindy. She has trainings. I go through the trainings. If I have more questions, I go to YouTube. I go to the FAQs. This is what I've done from the beginning. This is what successful coaches do. And the reason why they're successful is because they're independent. They figure it out. Yes, have I had questions and I've gone to her, but they were like in-depth questions. And did I have anybody that I connected with on her team? No. Like, I mean, look at Brittany and Sarah, or Brittany and Erica. Like, they've been in a challenge group together for 3 months. They're pretty close. Like, they've built relationships from that of my teams. Like, Melissa and I are really close, okay? But I didn't have any of that from a team aspect with Mindy's team. Like, I don't connect to any of her team at all. But I created my team of who I connect with. And that's what you need to do. You need to figure out who you want to, like, who you want on your team and who your vibe is. And you need to connect with them. And so connection is key. Okay, so communication was 4, connection is 5, and building that connection and your tribe and knowing that's what it's going to take. So yeah, you might not have that connection with anybody on our team. You might not. But the thing is you need to show up and you need to build that community. You need to build that connection and have that with your team, because our team wasn't always like this. And those who have been on my team for a long time know that there wasn't like this big bond as there is now. And it's because we're finally like creating our team. And once in a while you get one that doesn't fit in, but they create their own team. So connection is key. And then the last one is just figuring it out. Knowing, okay? You just got to figure it out and figure it out as you go. But remember, this is a race, and the race is slow and steady. So it's being consistent over and over and over time. I should bring it up real quick. I'm going to check something really quick here and let you guys like read some of my paychecks from my first year. Would you guys like that if I read some of my paychecks, so like you guys got an idea of what I was making my first year as a coach, so that you can relate? And granted, like, I went diamond in 90 days, but that's literally because I told everybody, like, dude, you have to do this with me. Like, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to lose weight. Like, you have to do this with me. And so everybody got excited because they heard the excitement in my voice, and they jumped on and joined. And about 95% of the people are no longer coaches. So, let's see here. Just give me a minute, guys. Does anybody have any questions for me as we're waiting for this to go up? I had a chocolate chip cheesecake milkshake yesterday. That sounds amazing. Okay, here. Where's my commissions? Oh, and FYI, you guys, at this point, I was not hitting Success Club every month. Okay, so my first 2 weeks as a coach, I made $0. My third week, it was $29.99. My fourth was 0. My fifth was 42. My sixth was 42. My seventh was 42. My eighth was 42. You must have made $42 with a sale of Shakeology or something. Let's see. Okay, I lost count. 6. Okay, so I'm just going to read them. Next was 130. That was a big one. That was exciting. Okay, then 14. So 130 to 14. And then 54, 56, 28, 43, 66, 112, 76, 140, 56, 89, 70, 71. Now we're in our second year. We've been in our second year for a while. Like 131, 28, 100, 84, 85, 68, 175, 26, 126, $0, 140, 71, 98, 84. You guys get the hint. Like, it's not like I was making a ton of money at first. It takes time. It takes, you know, showing up slow and steady. But I was never going to quit. I was going to work on those basic things. And that's our last thing that we're going to go over is basic. Like, what did I focus on every single day? And the truth was every single, and here, I want to share something. Mindy last night was talking to me, and she's like, so what are you guys doing, like, with your team and everything? Because the leaders in the business right now are struggling. They're struggling hardcore because they used to be able to put up a post, and with that post, it was a call to action, and they would get tons of people underneath that call to action post, and that would be their success club. That would be their coaches that would join. And it was so easy for them because they built up their business where it was just easy because you could put a call to action. They did the same things that I did, but they did it so good and so consistently that it got to a point where their pages were huge and the call to actions would create their business. So they didn't have to do these daily tasks. Okay. So Mindy was telling me how some of the leaders are struggling in the business because of this. Like, it's a struggle point in this year. This year's been struggling for a lot of the leaders. And I said, honestly, our team is focusing right now on our challenge tracker app for our business. Are all of you guys in there? So, Sarah, I have to get you in, right? You just reposted your email address. Sherry, or Christina, you need in too? Okay. I will make sure that I get you guys in right after this. But I was telling her about it, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, that's a crazy awesome idea. Like, that's exactly what we did when we first joined as a coach, is we went through and we added people every single day. We started new conversations. So these are what you need to be doing every day, is you need to add. And start with adding 3 people, you guys. Only add 3 people and then go to the next thing. The next thing is 3 new conversations. And if this is too much for you, then do 2. I don't care. Just do it consistently over time. But start with 3, okay? Don't be like, no, that's too much. Because honestly, when I do it, it takes me 10 minutes to do. No joke. You find 3 people to add, you add them. So you add 3 people, and as soon as you're done adding 3, you're going to be tempted to add more because you're on a roll. Stop right there. Go to the next. Do new conversations. 3 new conversations. As soon as you got those 3 new conversations, don't continue because it will be easy. Now, when you're sending out these new conversations and they send you something right back, you don't reply back. That's later in your business hour. Right now, you got to do the things that you need to do consistently first before you can sit there and have conversations with people. So you send out the new conversations. So I literally send out, you know, a new conversation with somebody, or if somebody adds me, then right away I send out a, hey, thanks for the ad. As long as I'm doing my things, and that's a new conversation starter for me. And then after that, if they send me something back, I don't reply underneath. I mean, I don't reply, not until I'm done with these other things that I'm going to tell you. Okay, so next is, well, new conversations. The invite. You need to invite. And if somebody comes to you and asks you what you're doing, they want to know exactly what you're doing. So don't dick around the dog and you know, feel like, oh my God, they're never going to do Shakeology. They don't want to do the workout. They're never going to have money for this. Because you know what you're doing? You're creating that in them. So make sure that you tell them exactly what you're doing. When Brittany came to me 3 months ago, she said, what are you doing? She goes, I want to, whatever her goal was, and she went in depth, and we got all this information out, and you know, she had a lot of the same struggles that I had, and she came to me because I did this, and she connected with me. So she wants to know what I'm doing, and I told her I'm drinking Shakeology, I'm doing a workout program, but I'm not just doing one workout program. I'm doing a program, and then I'm doing a next one and the next one, and I'm making it a health journey. And she struggled with sugar, so I told her about the 3-day refresh, which was not her jam. But she ordered it anyway and gave it a shot at least. But it was not for her. You guys, they're coming to you for a reason. They want to know exactly what you're doing because they want your results. Whether it's your results with the programs or the results with your mind, whatever it is, they see something in you and they want that. So they're coming to you for that. You need to do invites. Invites are awesome for anybody that likes and comments underneath any of your posts. Those are peer invites. Those are people you go to and you invite because they're supporting you. And that's the type of people you want in your groups. Okay, so invites. I do 3 invites. Okay, after 3 invites, I go to follow-ups. You guys, follow-ups is where it's at. People, when you invite, people are going to tell you no. They're going to tell you not right now. That's the majority of what you're going to see. You're not going to get yes, yes, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested. No, you're going to get no answers at all. Like where people leave you out to dry. You're going to get no's and you're going to get not right now's or I can't afford this. And then you know what you say? Oh, that's okay. Maybe next month would be better. Would you want to shoot for next month? Then they give you the okay to contact them again. So then what do I do with them? They go on a sheet, either in my notebook. I used to do a notebook where I had people's name where I would contact each month. Okay. And then if I felt like I was annoying them or they weren't answering me after like 3 times, I'd be like, hey, I'm following up with you. And I might have said this to some of you. I'm following up with you because you told me that to follow up with you, and I don't give up on people. But if you're sick of hearing from me, then let me know and I can let you go. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up on you until you tell me. People respect that. So then you're not annoying them. Otherwise, they're going to tell you, no, dude, leave me alone. Like, I'm over it. And that's fine. And I've honestly never had anybody say that. So most people are like, no, keep checking up with me. Or they'll say, and this is the nice way out, they'll say, I'll get back to you when I'm ready. And that's fine. Then I let it go. But I still put their name on a list because you're damn right I'm going to check up with them in like 3 to 6 months if I don't hear back from them. Or at least I can be checking on their posts, liking and commenting on their posts and still building that relationship with them. So they see my name out there because half of the people on your list aren't seeing your name. They're not seeing your posts. So that's all I do every single day. And then to top it off, I'm posting 3 times a day. Okay, at least 3 times a day. And it's not like a post of, you know, I mean, sometimes I'll post just a picture of my kids or whatever. And to tell you the honest truth, you guys, that's normally when I'm really struggling on what to post. And it's like, I know my kids will get me a lot of likes. So I'll shoot a picture out like that and there's not anything well created. Sometimes I'm just having a mental mind block. You guys are allowed to have those too. But I always make sure that each day I do either a post about Shakeology, I do a post about my nutrition, I do a post about my workout, I do a post about the business. Not every one of those, I do one. I do one a day and I switch it up. So one day I'll do the business, the next day I'll do my boot camp, the next day I'll do, you know, just a post about my Shakeology, but I don't normally put Shakeology. Or I'll do a post about my workouts, or I'll do a post about personal development. I'll do something each day that shows coaching, that shows that I'm committed, that I'm not going anywhere. And that's why I'm consistent, and that's why people come to me. It's because I'm super consistent with my workouts, with my struggles, with posting all of that. So you need to be posting 3 times a day. But when I talk about posting 3 times a day, you have to have exactly what you're going to post business-wise, challenge-wise, like what days you're going to post it on. Tonight, every Sunday night should be a call to action with either your boot camp or joining you with this coaching opportunity. You need a picture. You need a picture with your post because people do not see your posts as much if you don't have a picture. So if you don't have and don't share pictures. You copy the picture, okay? You copy the picture onto your own phone and you repost it. Because if you're sharing stuff on your page, nobody's going to see your stuff. Nobody will see it. Like your mom will see it and your grandma because they stalk your page, but they're the only ones that will see it. Everybody else won't. So do a call to action, and you want clean call to action posts. Your face in a call to action is the best way to get results with it, because people want to see you. They don't want to see a quote. They don't want to see your kids. You know, like there's even times where I'll post pictures of like our team, or like me with the girls from Summit, or me and my family, and those, like my family and I pictures, they get lots of cute, like they get lots of comments on how cute our family is and how it's a great picture, but nobody's actually reading it. So make sure that it's a good picture of you and that they can tell it's a one that they have to read. Does that make sense? I'm very curious as to how many coaches you have under you, Liz. Oh, that's a good question, because I have coaches underneath me, and I have a second business center, because you can open up a second business center once you hit 2 stars, so you can open up another one of you. And then I also have my husband. So I don't know for sure how many coaches are underneath me. And to tell you the honest truth, I've had so many coaches quit. I mean, Jill's been here. Josh has been here for a long time. Like, how many coaches have we seen walk away from this business? Lots. So I don't know for sure. But let's see. In my whole down network, I guess I can tell you that. All of Team Hustle and Live Free, and this includes like people that Mindy has added underneath the leg that I'm on. We are at 1,106. You guys, I feel like we've been here. We might even have lost. I think we've had, yeah, like that's been a long time that we've been there. So, because we've gained a ton and then a ton have quit, and it's been, you know, that's what happens in this business. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But honestly, like that can happen so fast. You get, I mean, I'm curious. I wish Melissa was on, because I'm curious how many coaches she has in her network. You get one coach that's a rock star and they just blow up, and then your team explodes, and it explodes fast. So like top coaches will tell you that they have a handful, like 5 or 6 really go-getters, and we call them unicorns, people who just do the work, and they show up and they don't ask questions, and they just make it work. And they're in it through the ups and the downs. And, you know, even though sometimes you get that quitting feeling and the tough, like, oh, this is tough, like, am I gonna last at it? They push through because they want success out of this. Those are unicorns. They, no matter what, are hitting Success Club. They just make it happen. You know, those are the ones who you call unicorns, and those are like, you get 3 to 5 of those on your team, and your team is exploding. So it doesn't take a lot. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle, is they're like, oh, you know, I'm trying to hit diamond, and diamond is 8 coaches, and 8 to 10 coaches is a lot of coaches to add. But then you don't realize that a lot of those coaches are just going to be discount coaches. They're going to be hobby, or they're going to be in and they're going to be out. They're going to be in and they're going to be out, where you'll have 2 or 3 that really, really want it. And they're the unicorns. Those are the ones that are going to show up. Those are the ones that are going to do the work. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to make things happen. So it doesn't matter how many you have on your team, because your team can blow up within 3 months. It can blow up within a month. It's just finding those unicorns that really want it and that are going to do whatever it takes to do it. Okay, so that, Ashley, your question, are you doing the social team builder? So I have a few things. Okay, we talked about the tracker app. You need to be in the tracker app, and I want you guys posting every single day. Here's the thing. I haven't posted the last, I think it was 3 days. I have all my work from that, and I will post. The reason why I haven't posted, and I want to share this with you guys, so that you guys know that it's okay if you do the same thing. I haven't posted it is because my life is crazy. When my husband has his week off and he's on his week off, I don't get that sit down time. So for me, it's really pockets where I get my work in, and a lot of my work happens late at night. And so now that it's Sunday, I'm going to post my 3 sheets. So it's okay if you miss a day, but make sure that you post those when you get caught up. Or say you miss a day and you did not work at all. I don't care. Then the next day, do 2 power hours and put Thursday and Friday's work. Because when there was a point where Maddox was younger, and he's my middle child, and he went to daycare Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 4 hours. He went to daycare. It was like a schooling type thing. And so those days, I did triple my power hour always, no matter what. And actually, I probably did even more than that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. Tuesday and Thursday, I didn't do anything besides post, my workout, my Shakeology, and my personal development. And then I just followed up with those conversations that were going on. But I only worked my business 3 days. But I got all for the whole entire week done in those 3 days. Does that make sense? Does that like give you guys relief that you don't have to show up every day? Because I know there's some people, like my husband, when he's on his 12-hour shifts at night, like he could never wake up after nights of 12 hours, and he only has like 3 hours before he has to go back to work and then, work a business right there. He would have to do it on the weekend. Luckily, he has me, and I just work his business. But you make it work to what your schedule is, how your schedule works. So if you have crazy days, do the minimum, do the bare minimum if you can, okay? But if you can't, then do double the next day. All right, so make sure that you're in that group, okay? If not, just take me in the team page. I will get you in tonight. Okay, so the second thing is, Emily, 12-hour shifts are killer. Yeah, like, oh, I don't know how anybody does that. So kudos to you. The second thing is the ultimate reset. You guys, if you want to join us, we're doing it on the 23rd, and we have a big group. So I'm super, super excited about it because, I mean, like big, I'm talking maybe like 8 to 10 people. I know Christina just ordered, so that's awesome. And who all is doing it on here? Is it just us two? Jill's traveling, so she's not. But there's a lot of people doing it, and it's going to be awesome because we're going to all go through it together. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never had this big of a group. Normally I have just like 2 or 3 people doing it with me, which is still awesome. So if you guys want though, and you want more information, and say you want to pick my brain a little bit on the reset, then let me know and we'll set up a time to chat. But it's going to be awesome to do it with somebody because you do need the support on the reset. It's really big to have somebody to do it with because it's hard on your own. Okay, so that's number 2 is the reset. Number 3 is Ashley's question. Are you doing the social team builder? Okay, I wanted to let you guys know, I have put thousands of dollars into trainings, different like investing in our business. You guys, these are tax write-offs, right? So anything you invest in your business is a tax write-off for you come tax season. You want to have tax write-offs. But we went to, what was it? Smart Success. It was like $2,000 for Smart Success with Chalene Johnson, and I went there live twice. Like I invest in my business, and I get it all back tenfolds if I commit or if I learn from it, if I learn and apply it. This social team builders, okay, like I said, I've put thousands of dollars into training. This social team builders, I've never been so excited about this this training. And why? I'm going through it, and I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I didn't even listen to the whole video because I saw the coaches that were in there, and those coaches are top coaches. Those coaches who went from where we are at right now or where you guys are at, new coaches having nobody underneath you, to like number 12 and 13 in the business off of this. They're not getting paid from this guy to tell you guys to do this. They're sharing because they believe in it. And the top coaches will share absolutely every single thing that they've done for you to be successful. Because that's how the coaches are in this business, is they want to give you everything to help you be successful. I've never been so excited. Right away, I was like, I'm all in with this. So it is $300. He will give you your money back if you're not satisfied. I think it's in 30 to 60 days. He will give you your money back if you're not satisfied. But the thing that got me is a lot of people are worried about posting their children on Facebook or, having a public profile and everything, a lot of these people, or actually all of them, said that they don't even work their personal profile page anymore. They don't even work it. They only work a like page. So they went from now not having a personal page and it's all just a like page. That's amazing. Like I post the same thing on my like page as I do my personal page, because I don't have time to come up with all the different posts right now. I just like can't think like that. I mean, normally I'm trying not to kill my kids for the day. Okay, I'm not that bad of a mom, but you get it. So so I can't wait to transfer over and just be using my like page. Just my like page. Like, that's going to be humongous. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and delete all those weird people that I never talked to on Facebook. I might even just hire my little sister to do it. But I'm going to have my personal page as my personal page now. You know, like, eventually. Right now, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm adding every day. I'm doing the same exact thing that I've done as a brand new coach like you guys. But eventually, I'm going to switch over. So I'm super pumped about it. And it would be awesome to have a group of us going through these trainings together. And so to tell you a little bit about it, because I did purchase it right away, and I started going through it. It's something you go through at your own pace. So you don't have to, you know, go through it all at once. And they give you tips on how to go through it. And so far, like, I've only gone through some of the trainings because, like I said, right now it's crazy time at our house. So it's awesome in the aspect of that. And you go through the group Facebook page, because you get access to a Facebook page there, and they do lives weekly on that, and that are like educational training. So you're getting top coach trainings every single week. Okay. But also, they're all like, the ones that are having success and have been doing this for a while are all in that group. And if you post a question, they're going to give you a ton of answers. They're going to support you with your questions in that group. And I was going through, like, just scrolling through that group, and I was amazed. I was shocked at the support in that group, because there's been so many trainings that I've done where you get put in that group and then it's like people disappear. Like, nobody's posting, you know, where this one, like, it's all hands on deck and top coaches are commenting. I'm not saying like, you know, go and do it. And there is an option that if you can't pay the $300, he tells you how to do it through PayPal, where you do the PayPal credit, and you have up to 6 months to pay it before any interest gets taken off. So that's another option, and he goes through that in the video. I don't know anything about that. I just paid it up. The PayPal credit didn't work for me. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sure it goes off of, like, credit scores and all that too. So I'm assuming it's kind of like a credit card. I don't know. I didn't do it. So, but if you guys can, I would get in it, because, like I said, like, one girl said she's been doing it since April or something like that, and she went from 200 friends on her like page to like 12,000. That's crazy. And it's all people like her. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me? Those are the things that I wanted to go over. I wanted you guys to know about, so that you guys are involved. Has anybody else signed up for the social team thing? Okay, so a couple. Yay. Awesome. I'm excited to like keep in touch with you guys, and maybe with our business tracker, keep us updated with that too, you know, where you're at and what you like out of it, and what you're doing, and, you know, how your posts are going and all that kind of stuff on it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, because I wanted this to be short, and here we are an hour in, because I couldn't shut up. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we will keep in contact. See ya.